Have you ever noticed a change in your sexual health, or wondered why things aren't the same as they used to be? In this exploration, we will uncover the hidden reasons why many men experience a decrease in intimacy and sexual function. More importantly, we will share the solutions you need to regain a healthy and satisfying life in this area. From emotional difficulties and relationship problems to health concerns, the causes of sexual inactivity are complex, but understanding them is the first step toward real solutions. Stay with us until the end because we won't just explain what might be wrong. We will also reveal practical steps and expert advice to help you restore your vitality and improve your overall well-being. Don't miss this valuable information that could change your life. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and activate the notification bell to not miss any of our videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you like this content, you can help me continue with these valuable teachings by liking and sharing it. In this discussion, we will explore together the deepest causes and the actions that can sometimes make a decisive difference. It is important to take a moment to understand that sexuality and relationships are intimate topics that affect each of us uniquely. Before continuing, I invite you to subscribe to our channel to not miss any of our enriching videos on sexuality and relationships. If this resonates with you or you find it useful, don't hesitate to like it so that others can discover our valuable content. Above all, take a moment to comment with a 1 if this topic interests you deeply or a 0 if you consider it irrelevant. Your opinion is valuable to us and helps us create higher quality content focused on your concerns and needs. Sometimes, men may feel that their masculinity, desire, or even sexual activity is no longer the same as before. This can be a worrying and sometimes frightening experience, but it is important to know that this can happen for many reasons. Some are physical, related to health problems, but others are much deeper and rooted in emotions and relationships. When these changes occur, they can significantly affect the sexual life and intimacy of a couple, generating discomfort, anxiety, and sometimes misunderstanding. It is fundamental to understand what is behind this phenomenon because, by taking the time to understand what is happening in our body and mind, we can truly move forward. This knowledge paves the way for solutions and actions that can restore a healthy, full, and passionate sexual life. This awareness begins with recognizing this phenomenon and its causes. One of the main reasons a man may notice a decrease in his sexual activity is relationship problems. When a couple goes through conflicts, misunderstandings, or unresolved tensions, the most intimate part of the relationship is often the first to suffer. Frustration, emotional distance, or even unexpressed feelings can create an invisible barrier that prevents an authentic and satisfying sexual connection. Therefore, it is vital to restore sincere communication and an environment of trust to rekindle the flame of intimacy. When communication is lacking, arguments become a constant echo, and emotional distance increases. Sexual desire can disappear slowly but surely. This is a reality that many couples experience, but it can be especially devastating when it affects a relationship that seems strong. Too often, one of the partners begins to feel invisible, neglected, or misunderstood, which can lead to emotional and even physical withdrawal. Without open dialogue, it is easy to get lost in one's own thoughts, accumulate frustrations, and drift apart without even realizing it. This feeling of rejection, this need to withdraw to protect oneself from pain, inevitably becomes an invisible barrier that further weakens the relationship over time. Without a deep emotional connection, moments that were once a source of pleasure and satisfaction begin to lose their appeal. What was once natural becomes a burden. Sexual desire gradually fades like a flame that goes out without fuel. The couple then falls into a vicious circle where a lack of affection mixes with daily stress, fatigue, and life's worries, making it increasingly difficult to resolve conflicts. Work stress, growing family responsibilities, financial concerns, all of this becomes a heavy burden. Each person lives in their own reality without the other being there to share the emotional weight. This lack of emotional and physical support eventually leads to an insurmountable gap. This gap widens over time, and physical connection slowly disappears almost naturally. Intimacy is replaced by unexpressed feelings, silences, and mechanical gestures. Sexual relations become less frequent, less passionate, and less satisfying. The couple then finds itself in a state of resignation and believes that this is simply the normal course of things, as if passion and desire had been carried away by daily life. But it is not so. It is not an inevitable fact. The truth is that the problem does not lie in the loss of desire itself, but in the inability to understand what might have caused this decrease. It is possible to find the warmth and magic of an intimate relationship again, but for that, one must first be aware of what is wrong, especially what could help restore that valuable connection. It begins with listening, understanding the emotional and physical needs of the other. It is essential to break the silence, open up to dialogue, even when it seems difficult. This courage to talk about difficulties and address them together can give new life to a couple that seemed doomed to oblivion. To restore a full sexual life, rekindle that deep connection, and share moments of pleasure, I invite you to discover a powerful tool, the ebook Rediscovering Intimacy, Healthy Sexuality After 60. This guide is designed to help you overcome the emotional and physical challenges related to intimacy and bring passion and complicity back to your marriage or relationship. It offers practical but motivating tips to guide you step by step toward a satisfying relationship. You will find ways to strengthen your communication, restore trust, and, above all, rekindle the flame of love and desire that may have weakened over time. Don't wait to act. Click on the first pinned comment to get your copy now. But don't hesitate because copies are limited. You should not miss this opportunity to rediscover the beauty of your intimate connection. Open the door to a new romantic adventure and give your relationship the chance to develop as never before. You deserve to lead a love life full of happiness and satisfaction. You deserve to rediscover joy and passion. It is not too late. There is still time to transform your emotional and love life. Do not let daily difficulties destroy what can still be beautiful and valuable. You have the opportunity in your hands to redefine your romantic future. Do not wait any longer. Take your destiny into your own hands today. The second reason the penis may become inactive is related to grief, a pain so deep that it consumes the soul and body. The loss of a loved one is such an overwhelming test that its effects are felt in all aspects of daily life, including sexuality. The sadness that accompanies such grief can be so intense that it eclipses all other desires, including intimate ones. If you are still watching this and find these teachings useful, please comment below with the number 1 to let me know that you are still with us. I would love to know your impressions, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to receive more valuable content. Thank you for being part of this adventure. Therefore, it is normal for the desire to physically approach someone to disappear, as it may seem that a part of oneself has been irretrievably lost. In this dark time, it is a feeling of emptiness, of lack, a feeling that nothing can fill that void. The pain caused by this loss leads to an emotional and physical separation that can sometimes be so deep that it can last for months or even years. The intimate life that was once an essential part of the relationship becomes a gray area, a space that is avoided as if it were an open wound that one would rather not touch. Grief, as natural and human as it may be, acts as a dark veil that consumes sexuality. Desire becomes a distant, almost unreal concept as pain occupies all the space. And it is not just a mental state. The body reacts to this suffering by gradually adapting to a life without intimate relationships. This adaptation of the body to the absence of physical contact, hugs, and intimate moments can settle in silently. Lack becomes the norm, and desire becomes a distant memory. Returning to passion and intimacy becomes a great challenge, as it adds another fear to the suffering, the fear of opening one's heart again. A broken heart fears tearing itself apart again. It is difficult to imagine approaching someone again, experiencing that vulnerability again, because the prospect of loss is too painful. This creates an emotional barrier that makes it almost impossible to return to a healthy and satisfying intimate life. It is crucial to understand the effects of grief on sexual health, to know that it is a difficult time but not necessarily a permanent situation. It is important to accept that desires disappear during this time of grief, but equally important is to recognize that, over time, one needs to work on healing to restore that intimate connection. Taking care of oneself and taking the time to accept and heal is a decisive step in recovering healthy sexuality after grief. Thank you for accompanying us all this time. We have explored important factors that can influence your sexual health and intimacy, from the effects of stress and emotional burdens to natural changes related to age. The path to understanding and improving intimacy is deeply personal, but it is a journey worth taking. Now, I would like to know what you have learned today and what impressed you the most. Is there something new you will implement in your own life or relationship? Share it in the comments below. Your thoughts could help someone else going through a similar experience. If you like this, please comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. By subscribing, you won't miss any of our future content, and you will continue to receive valuable tips to improve your relationships and intimacy. Thank you for being part of this community, and see you soon in the next discussion.